Good morning, CG. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Maddie.
And we have your announcements for Friday, January 31st and this upcoming weekend.
Today we have a video about girls basketball, a look at the English teacher's favorite book to movie adaptations, a preview of the upcoming ISMA competition, and a video about student publications partnering with RTV6.
Tonight, the girls' basketball team is finishing up their regular season in a game against Lawrence North. But starting on February 4th, the girls' basketball team will begin competing in their postseason with their sectionals tournament. Let's go to Zach Alexander with the preview.
With the girls' basketball season coming to an end, we asked a couple of our players the importance of sectionals.
We have a lot more to play for. We're playing for a state title rather than just like a single game. So we have like a lot more to like work for and play for.
Most teams are coming and they're like targeting us, so I think especially during postseason, everybody wants to win and there's always a chance.
As sectionals grew nearer, the players knew what they had to do.
We became like more focused and more locked in. We need to like get our mindset clear before going into sectionals and make sure we're all on the same page.
I think we just have to do like the normal things that we do in practice and every day during regular games, our defense, just the little things that we focus on in practice.
We play really well together. We need to start playing like a 32-minute game rather than just playing like really well in the fourth quarter.
If the girls win during sectionals, they'll advance to regional play in the following weeks.
Thanks, Zach. The girls will be competing February 4th through February 8th here at CG, so make sure to come out and support your Lady Trojans.
During winter, there isn't much to do outdoors, especially with the cold weather, so many students have taken this opportunity to watch some of their favorite TV shows and movies. Many of these great movies have originally come from books, so Isabel Rock asked our English teachers what they thought the best book to movie adaptation.
Many people say that the book is always better than the movie, but which book to movie or book to TV adaptations are the best? We asked some of our English teachers to find out.
I thought Great Gatsby, I thought that adaptation did a really great job. I think the movie version was just really engaging. I just love the vibrant colors and just the scenes of it. I would also say that as far as series, I thought the Hunger Games, they did a pretty good job turning the books into movies. I like the series, the first two especially, were the best.
I believe the best adaptation would be The Lord of the Rings as a whole. I can't really say one book or one film in particular. I think Peter Jackson did a great job putting together a work that is incredibly difficult to put on screen.
So my favorite book to movie adaptation would be any of the Harry Potter movies or the Harry Potter series in general. Growing up, that was one of my favorite book series, and I read it multiple times, and the movies were the same way where I could just watch it over and over again. And I felt like it included most of the main details that it needed and really created the same magic that the books did too.
If I had to choose one, it would probably be Shawshank Redemption. It's tough to put Stephen King on the screen, but I think that was the best adaptation, and probably because it had the same kind of uplifting feel to it that's kind of hard to capture on film.
There is not just one great book to movie adaptation out there. Go check out the suggestions to see some great films.
Thanks, Isabel.
ISMA is coming up for many music students on February 8th. Students will take the stage, and Amy Garrido brings us a look at the contest and how students are preparing for it.
On February 8th, solo and ensemble groups will be competing in their ISMA competition.
Basically, you go to the school and you warm up, and then you go into this room and you play your solo or ensemble for a judge, and they judge you.
ISMA solo and ensemble is just the first step in a series of competitions. If students qualify, they advance and continue on to state.
You go to regionals, and then you play with judges, and if you get a gold and you're going group 1, then you go to state, and then they have the same system where gold, bronze, silver, all that.
ISMA has many incentives for students to compete.
Kind of like ISMA, it's an opportunity to compete together, and I think it's like almost like an ego booster. You feel better when you like get gold, and it's nice to know where you stand and get critique, and honestly overall just improve.
I just think it'll be really fun just to go to Avon and just play with my friends.
Although there is just a short time students actually compete, there is a lot of work and practice students put into preparing for it.
I've been practicing my solo for about 6 months, and then one of my trios I've been practicing for about 3 months, and then my last trio I just took up last week.
Sometimes there's some hard sections that I can't really get through. You just have to practice it over and over.
There's always really hard parts of music where you need a teacher. You just have to keep practicing it over and over again to get it, because like they say, practice makes perfect. It's true.
With the pressure of being judged sometimes, students feel additional pressure. However, some students find a new way of seeing it.
I just think like there's really no reason to be nervous. Like, you're just judges. It's all right.
They're just there to help you get better, and like just having that kind of mindset of doing your best, not what the judge thinks, is kind of like the most important thing.
Good luck to the solo and ensemble groups competing on the 8th. Hopefully your hard work will lead you to a gold medal.
Thanks, Amy. Wish these students luck as they work to take home a medal.
This Monday, RTV6 premiered a video about the Student Activity Center. A new assignment for RTV6 was to partner with local high school students and make a video about their school and community. Lauren Casey partnered with our own Olivia Oliver, Kelsey Osborne, and Maddie Heineman to make a video about the Student Activity Center and its many functions.
I actually want to do journalism for a career.
You're hooked. Okay, I love that. RTV6, with our parent company Scripps, is working on a special project on news literacy.
There's also the community impact on that.
In the age of social media, fake news, how can our next generation become smart consumers of media?
It's not even just affecting like sports. Like, that's what you see when you look at it. It's an investment in the community.
So we're partnering with area high school journalism students who are doing some great work, and together we're putting together a news story for their community.
I graduated from here in 2010. Seems kind of like a long time ago now. We're in 2020, so 10 years ago.
And so I took the opportunity to come back to my old stomping grounds here at Center Grove High School, meet with my journalism teacher, Mrs. Tedrow, and a few of her brightest students who are doing some amazing journalistic work inside these walls. They came to me with the story ideas.
First thing that comes to mind is the safety thing.
We conducted interviews.
How do you think a Student Activity Center will benefit future generations of robotic students?
Presented data.
So I usually say in 3, 2, pause, and then you start talking.
Practice it a few times.
And then you have to say it like you're just telling your best friend.
Shot video.
Visually, you have to think about, well, what are we going to see on the screen?
And put together this story.
Every single year since we've been here, we've been doing construction.
We're taking a look at some of the major building projects on campus, like the Student Activity Center, to see how they're being utilized by the student body as a whole.
They saw a lot of pushback from the community.
We follow up to see if promises were kept and if the Student Activity Center is not just a place for athletes, but for all.
Drive down Morgantown Road or a drive up Victory Lane is full of hard hats, heavy machinery, and a lot of mud. Construction, a common sight on the grounds of Center Grove High School. But with a growing student population, new facilities house new opportunities, like the Student Activity Center that stands in the shadow of Ray Skillman Stadium. The SAC is home to a number of different student activities, including track and field, all in 59,500 square feet. Plus, they expanded the weight room to over 7,500 square feet. And they did all this without raising your taxes in White River Township.
We just kind of have our own space on the school campus.
Chase Rivas is a senior and the executive captain of the school's Red Alert Robotics program that hosted their first big competition in the SAC this past year.
So it's awesome that we're now able to host competitions at every level, all the way from an elementary school level to our level. So we've got the whole pipeline of our organization that we can have tournaments for now.
And that was not left to chance. Even before construction started on this $10 million addition to the school grounds, student groups gave input.
We got an input of how the floors were going to be mapped, and so they were able to take us into consideration, and that's been a huge benefit to us because we're going to be able to forever now have competitions in here if we need to.
And so did the community. Concerns about another apparent sports facility led to a remonstrance petition drive for the project.
But supporters gathered the signatures needed to make it happen. And now, as it stands today, the SAC is upholding the promise to be a place for all.
It's booked solid. Usually, like I said, during the day, it's a classroom by day and a practice facility by night.
Scott Knapp is the assistant athletic director at the high school, tasked with scheduling out the SAC.
From December to March is our busiest time, with it being the winter season.
He says the SAC provides much-needed space for sports like track, baseball, softball, and more. Plus performing arts practice space for color guard and dance team. And it's also open to student organizations and clubs, like Red Alert Robotics and even a drone flying club.
Not only do we want our students to get a top-notch education, but we want to get them involved in things within the school.
Well, besides the Student Activity Center that you saw there, Center Grove is also expanding and growing in so many different areas. So our student partners, Olivia Oliver, Kelsey Osborne, and Maddie Heineman, took on the task of breaking down several new construction projects happening around campus. You can find their full story right now at theindychannel.com. And of course, we'd like to thank the Trojans for partnering with us on this news literacy project. Keep up the great work.
For more on this, check out trojanear.com for the full story and stay tuned to RTV6 for the follow-up video coming up soon in a month.
Remember to keep up with all the sports action on Twitter at CG_sports. And that's all we have for you today, CG.
Bye.
Bye.